My name is Aziz. I run the Renter Efficiency Program for students at the University of Denver. In this video, I'm going to be going over changes you can make at home to help reduce your heating bill and make sure your home's heated efficiently. One of the first things you're going to want to do is identify what type of heating system you have in your home. Most homes in Denver either have a furnace or a boiler. That will be, if you live in South Denver or Denver in general, typically located in your basement, but it could be located in a specified room in your main floor. So in this house, the furnace is located in the basement next to the hot water heater. You can tell it's a furnace primarily because it has these hot air ducts leading out of it made of aluminum. And you can see more of them here. I have duct tape on them right now. And so what you're going to want to do when inspecting your furnace is to check the quality or determine the age and quality of it. Sometimes they'll be posted on the front of the furnace. There'll be like a little manufacturer's note. In this case, if you can see, that's not there. And so what you're going to want to do is just kind of guess. And then base your judgment of how well it is working by how well your home heats up when it's on. So besides checking for the age and condition of your furnace, you're also going to want to check the furnace filter. That's important for a couple reasons. One, if it's dirty, you won't have clean air circulating throughout your house. And two, your house won't be being heated up as effectively. And so you'll likely have to increase the temperature to get your house the temperature you want it to be, and waste energy. So normally the furnace filter would be found in usually this panel or some other side panel on the furnace. In this furnace, it's not accessible, but the next clip will show you how to change it or to inspect it if it is. As stated earlier in this clip, the tenant is able to access their furnace filter. So first they are removing that top panel of their furnace by unscrewing it. And then from there, they can remove the bottom panel by just lifting it up and checking the furnace filter. You won't have to remove the top panel in all cases or unscrew it. Sometimes you can just directly lift out the bottom panel, but in this case it was stuck on, so they had to remove that top one first. So once that top panel is now removed, you can see that the tenant can now lift up that bottom panel, and in that section of the furnace, you can now access the filter. And it should come out pretty easily. You'll just have to slide it out. So besides checking to see if your filter is dirty and clogged up with dust and other particulates, the furnace filter also has some other important information, such as the dimensions of it, if you need to replace it, and the direction to install it in, and that should be along the edge of the filter. Okay, so now the tenant is replacing or installing a new filter, a clean filter, and it should be able to slide in pretty easily. You may have to wiggle it around a bit, but it should be able to slide in pretty easily. So while the tenant reinstalls the filter, I'm just going to give a bit more information on the airflow arrow and how it works. So the direction of the arrow should be pointed towards the fan or the motor when you reinstall it. So once that's reinstalled, you can just go ahead and put back both of those panels, and that should be all you have to do. So after changing the furnace, what you're going to want to do is go around your house and to check the location of all the vents, or if you have a boiler, check the location of all the baseboards. So in this case, as we saw earlier, there's a furnace. So they're going to have furnace vents. What you're going to want to make sure to do is that these vents aren't blocked by any object. That will stop hot air from flowing to your room and make it too cold, and you'll likely end up turning up the temperature, wasting energy. And so to reduce that, just check all your vents. If it's blocked, like this one, you can either completely remove an object from it, or say a bed's on top of it, or it's against the wall and the bed's like this, you can just offset the bed a couple of inches. Another thing you can do while checking your vents is to make sure that they are not closed. So it's going to be different for every house. This is a more old-fashioned house, or older house. A lot of the homes in South Denver are. So they're going to have these old vents. And they just have this manual open or closed, open. Newer houses, the vents will likely be smaller, about 12 by 4 inches, and they'll just have a little switch you can toggle.